This is your box office breakdown for the second weekend of June, where we count down the top 10 movies that made money this week and how much money they made. In 10th place, we have Materialists in its 5th week with an additional $720,000 domestically, bringing this to $35.2 million domestic and $49.5 million worldwide. In 9th place, we have Megan 2.0 in its 3rd weekend with an additional $1.35 million domestic. These numbers are not looking good for Blumhouse, and they are being very open and vocal about it and examining what they did wrong so they can improve that in the future. In 8th place, we have Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning in its 8th weekend, getting another $1.5 million domestically. This Mission Impossible is still in the bottom half of the Mission Impossible franchise in terms of box office success. Lilo & Stitch is in its 8th weekend and made $2.7 million domestically this weekend. It is looking to try and hit $1 billion before it goes on to streaming in the next week or two. In 6th place, we have 28 Years Later in its 4th weekend with an additional $2.7 million domestic. We've hit the midpoint, which means it's time for you to hit that follow button. And comment down below what you think the top movie was of this weekend. I think it's pretty obvious, but stick around and find out. Elio is in its 4th weekend with an additional $3.9 million domestically. It has now officially eked past Onward and is no longer the lowest ranked release in theaters for a Pixar film. How to Train Your Dragon is in 4th place in its 5th weekend with an additional $7.8 million domestically. This film is still doing great, and people are loving it. In 3rd place, we have F1 the movie in its 3rd weekend with an additional $13 million domestically. This has been a hit for Apple, but they have a long ways to go to achieve profitability. In 2nd place, we have Jurassic World Rebirth in its 2nd weekend with a $40 million domestic weekend. This film took a massive dive in its 2nd weekend, probably due to our 1st place movie, but it still managed to eke out more money and is now over $500 million. And of course, 1st place was going to go to Superman, which is a new release with $122 million domestic opening and a $217 million global debut. The film has an A- cinema score rating and fans are loving it. I definitely see this doing extremely well in its 2nd weekend, and I doubt anything will top it, and it'll be first in the box office at least until Fantastic Four comes out. This was a $197.4 million weekend, which is great because we've had a string of weekends where the box office just did not top last year's, but this year was 37.7% up from 2024's numbers. This has been your box office breakdown for the 2nd weekend of June. Please like and follow for movies and more.